Hello. Welcome back to Creativity Plus. It's me, your host, Mary Charisma. And this week's episode, I am going to be talking with a dear friend of mine, Vincent Colavin. And we are going to be talking about a subject that we are both very passionate about, which is songwriting. Songwriting is one of my, honestly, I'd say my main form of art that I do. And I think for Vinny as well. So it's really fun to get into the nitty gritty, but we discuss a lot of themes that apply to any art form. Perfectionism, how to make practice exciting, getting out of a creative rut, being happy with where you're at while still wanting to get better. We really dive into those classic things that art is all about. I certainly felt after listening to this episode like, man, I want to go write a really good song, but doing it in a really loving way where I let go of expectations of the outcome and just have fun with it. So I hope you similarly feel this way after listening to this episode, whether you have written many, many songs or have never written a song before. I think you're going to get a lot of inspiration and fun ideas out of this one. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy Creativity Plus Episode 4, Creativity Plus Songwriting with Vincent Colavin. Creativity Plus. Vinny, welcome.
Hi, Mary.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, welcome to Creativity Plus.
This is my first podcast.
This is my first podcast.
Okay, yeah.
This is episode 4, but this is all new territory.
Okay.
Today's episode, Creativity Plus Songwriting. So I just want to kick it off with, how did you start songwriting?
Oh, wow.
Or when did you start songwriting?
Yeah. So I kind of remember, that's my dog, by the way. I'm so sorry. I remember writing like poetry, I think as a kid. You know, there's things like school assignments and stuff, but I remember doing it like intentionally outside of school assignments. Maybe as early as like early high school or whatever. But I don't think it was until college that I really came out with any songs that I remember or would recognize, I guess. But
yeah.
I think it started with like sort of notebook, like journal poetry, and then in college I started more intentionally writing, because that's after I started playing guitar as well, and I think that was a big part of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you feel any resistance around it when you first started?
Resistance, like a creative resistance, or like some what?
Maybe I'm asking, and probably because coming from my own personal experience of like, you know, what would be cool is to write some songs, and then to go from there to like actually writing the songs. I had a lot of like, it felt like there was some big barrier between those two moments.
I mean, I think that this is kind of a theme for me, is that the songwriting, when it happens for me, happens fairly naturally, and it just feels like something that comes to me.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of like practices and habits and things around that. But when I started songwriting in earnest, which was, I think, freshman year of college, is when I wrote like the first song that I kind of recognize as a song. And that was only after I got good enough at guitar to be able to accompany myself, was a song that I needed to write. It was a breakup song, which is like 95% of all the songs I've written. And it was just kind of like giving voice to some feelings that I wasn't ready to express yet. And so there wasn't this thing where it's like, oh, I'd like to be a songwriter, I'd like to write songs. It was like, I have this discomfort somewhere in me, and I was already used to writing poetry, and just putting it into song, you know, with guitar felt very natural. And so no, there wasn't, I wouldn't say there was like some in between state. Like I have had blockages like that.
Yeah.
But not to start.
Yeah. Well, that's like a really beautiful, like, first experience writing a song, that it just like came from this like really pure place of wanting to emote,
right,
and capture that.
And it was like sort of an awkward experience, because like I was with this girl, and you know, we were like boyfriend girlfriend for a couple of years, and it wasn't really working anymore. Like there was some reasons, that it was time for it to be over. Yeah. And I knew that on some level, obviously, because I wrote the song, but then I sort of had this artifact of it, and I played it for her. I was proud of it. I was like, this is a good song. It's got a catchy tune, whatever. And I had to kind of deny what it was about, you know?
You wrote the song while you guys were still together?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you called it a breakup song.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. So
it's a song that led to a breakup.
No, it's a song that was about like the relationship being over, like that frustration or sort
But you guys hadn't like broken up yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like kind of awkward. Like there was this truth and vulnerability that came through in songwriting that I didn't really even expect. It was like naming feelings that I didn't recognize. Yeah. And I think that happens. It's like a way for me to process difficult emotions. Yeah. And it's really helpful. But I think at the time I didn't really understand that that's what it was for me.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. So I imagine her reaction was a little like, I'm happy for you that you wrote a song.
I don't know. Like, we weren't that good at talking about our feelings. You know, we were like 18 years old.
That puts a lot of things in context, in perspective.
Right.
Yeah, that is such an amazing thing about songwriting. Like, I have definitely experienced that as well, of like not knowing what I was feeling, but just wrote.
Right.
And then these words come, and it's like that.
You can kind of recognize it afterwards for what it was. Like, you can do that with a lot of different art forms, like even journaling. It's like, wow, I was really struggling with this thing. I didn't understand why. And now now it's so clear, you know, hindsight's 2020. But like the song as an artifact of that, I think is largely how I write, you know?
Yeah. Do you write all your songs from like your own story, your own truth?
No, well, some of them are like just straight up autobiographical with, you know, some modifications to make it rhyme.
Oh, yeah.
Like the truth is subservient to the rhyme scheme. But other than that, there's like an emotional truth to it or something. And then I have actually started branching out in the past couple of years into things that are like just totally fictional that did not happen to me even on an emotional level. It's just kind of like storytelling. And it's like, it's emotionally salient, but not something that I experienced.
Yes. Yeah. Let's dive into that more, because I think that's really interesting. These two types of songwriting. Yeah. The one that's like, I just broke up with somebody, or I'm so in
this
love.
Is the song
like,
about,
I just am feeling this so hard. Yeah. And versus like, okay, I'm just, writing from someone else's perspective, or a feeling that you're not necessarily feeling, or that feel a little more like fiction, that feel more like storytelling. Do you have a preference or what?
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I think especially like during COVID, I started writing music more intentionally, or started writing songs more intentionally. Prior to that, it was kind of like a song would come to me when it would come to me, and it was very sort of natural. And that tends to be still the majority of how I write music. Yeah. It's like I write the song that I need to write at the time. But especially during COVID, I kind of just like, it was one of my projects. It was like a thing that I wanted to get better at intentionally. And I had like some specific inspirations, like the Mountain Goats. I really just like writes a lot of stories that he just made up, you know?
And they're still so powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I was like, I want to do that. Yeah. And so I started doing it. It's way harder. It's way harder for me. And it feels like I have to force it. It feels clunky sometimes. And I have to just like actually sit down intentionally and like and write on purpose, which I don't have to do if it's like coming from the heart or whatever. So I do that, and it's hard. What I've learned is that I can do it. It's just hard. Yeah. There's no secret to it.
I think, I totally agree. It feels like a different challenge. And I think there's something with the, like, I'm feeling the feels. Like, I think we give ourselves a little more permission about, like, what's coming out, because you know that you're speaking your truth. Right. You're like, this is my truth. I must say it.
I am the authority on this. Like, I can just say it, and, like, you can't tell me I'm wrong about this.
Whereas, like, you're writing this other story that you didn't go through necessarily. I think it can be harder to allow ourselves to, like, trust that. Like, trust what's coming out is like, it's like, oh, but this hasn't happened to me. Do I really know what I'm talking about?
Do I know what I'm talking about? Is it even worth saying? Like, there's a lot that I go through, and like, I'm not a prolific songwriter. Like, I write a couple songs a year, honestly. Like, so at this point I have like, you know, a lot of songs, but it's taken a really long time. I'm not a prolific songwriter. But as far as like writing songs that are fictional, I guess when I'm writing something about grief or loss or some profound emotion, like it feels obviously worth it to sing it, even just to myself, right? Like for a long time, I didn't perform in front of anyone other than like maybe close friends. It was like I was writing for myself. There was like this really utilitarian aspect to it.
Yeah.
I was like journaling or something like that. And it's great. That's fine if that's how you want to do art. But then when I started wanting to share art, when I was feeling especially isolated during COVID, and I was like, I want to perform, I want to write, then there's this other motivation. It's not just about understanding myself. It's like putting on a show. It's making a song interesting.
Yeah, it's like, is this good enough?
Right, exactly.
Picture.
And when I can say like, oh, I went through a breakup and it was hard, like I can say that with sort of this obvious direct sincerity, and I'm like, this is true, and I think there's something really worthwhile in that. And then when I've just like made some stuff up, it's a lot harder for me to feel convinced of the song. Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't have as good of a judgment for that yet, I would say, of is it even worth saying? Like, I can play a song, I can write a song. It's actually kind of no big deal. But like, do I want other people to even hear it? You know, is it a good use of our time?
I do think the permission to like write songs that will never be heard. I think that's definitely helped me, because I've gone through stretches where I'm like just trying to write a song a day, and like,
and a lot of them are not good, right? Yeah.
And I think that's helpful to be like, it's
just a lot.
Because you're going in with that, like, is this good enough? Is this good enough? It's like that layer of the judgment is like separating you from the doing, the allowing, and like the writing, I guess I'd say.
I think it's gotten to the point of cliche, especially among writers, is like having two distinct steps of like producing and then editing. And just like really conceiving of those separately, of just like, just get words down on the page, just like pick the most obvious chords that you can think of, just pick an obvious melody, like even copy a melody, like whatever, and just get a bulk of work. And then edit, and then decide what you want to share. So that's, you hear that a lot, especially for like prose writers, I think, like the like NaNoWriMo. Have you heard of that? So National Novel Writing Month.
Oh, that's cool.
Where the idea is you write like 1,000 or something words a day, which is a high but achievable goal. And then by the end of the month of November, which is right now, you have like a novella. And they're like, yeah, it's going to suck. But then you have a novel, and then that's the hard part. And then editing's the easy part, they say. So there's like this advice is like pretty prevalent. And I think it's good advice, but like, I don't do that. You know, like I do have songs that I think I don't want to share because they're not good enough, but there's just like, I'm so precious with it. You know, I wish I was a little bit more gregarious and a little bit more like, I'll just like write a bunch of crap and then
are
see what
you
works.
saying it's like once you've written the song, you're like, I don't really want to edit this?
No, I'll work on it for years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't really abandon a song. Like I have a notebook with like a half-finished song from a few years ago that like, I'll get there. I know.
I see, yeah.
Right. There's no like finished song that sucks. It's like, if the song is not up to my standard, it's just not finished yet. And then I keep poking at it over years, and eventually I get it to a stage, which like, I'd much rather just have like a bunch of songs that I'm not happy with. But there's this perfectionism.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's almost, it's quite sweet, really. It's like your little darlings. They're like, I still have faith in you. Like, you just haven't grown up
or like,
yet.
I know there's a kernel there that I, like a line or a melody or a hook. Yeah. I'm really big on like, I usually start from like some line that I find.
Yes.
And so I'm like, I'm pleased with it, and I don't want it to go to waste, you know? And so I don't want to just like put it in a song that I think isn't up to it. And it's perfectionism. That's all it is. So one thing I did recently was here in San Diego, there's the writer's round, and there's prompt night. And they just give you a prompt, and you write a song to that prompt. You have like a month to do it. And I did that, and it was incredibly challenging, and I wasn't that happy with the song. And I think I need to do a lot more of that. Yeah,
it kind of forces you, I mean, to explore that area of songwriting that we're talking about, where it's not necessarily, I was feeling this. It's just like, this is the prompt. This is like, it feels like homework.
Yeah, like, no, I literally had to sit down and just like produce rhymes, you know, and like figure out the chords and whatever. It was like much more mechanical. Yeah,
because I mean, like any art, songwriting is part heart and soul and is part craft.
Yeah.
There is this like tools that you can learn, and like knowing I mean, I think the foremost book is the Pattison, How to like Writing Better Lyrics. Do you know that one?
No, I'm not familiar.
I would read it.
I write bad lyrics, so.
But they could be better, I guess.
What?
But it's just the craft.
Yeah, okay.
It's really not talking about like, this is how
Feeling
you,
it.
yeah, it's not talking about how do you tap into flow. It's not really talking about that.
Right.
Although they do give this practice of the object writing, which you might have.
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay. It's popularized by this book. And it's just the idea is like get in the habit, like in the morning, preferably write for 10 minutes. Like there'll be like a website or something like with object generators, just like a broom.
Oh, sure. Okay.
A hairbrush. And then
right.
you write for 10 minutes on that object.
Yeah.
With a specific focus on senses. So it's like, what are you tasting and smelling? And,
Okay.
you know,
and it's just exercise. It's like doing push-ups.
Exactly.
It's not meant
like to kind of get your brain to be thinking in senses. Because it was like a big theme of the book is that powerful lyrics, they show and don't tell. Mm-hmm. So it's like, this person's the greatest. And it's like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, their voice sounds like the rain.
The mellifluous.
Yeah. You're right. It's like these details.
Yeah.
And it's like the senses are what put us into the story.
I mean, on principle, I totally agree with this sort of thing of just like creativity is a muscle and like songwriting is a craft, and you can just get better at these things. Some people are sort of naturally better at things. You know, someone might be a better swimmer. Michael Phelps is like naturally a good swimmer. Yeah. But like someone who's not a good swimmer can put the work in and get better, right? So if you're not naturally creative, you can put the work in and you can get better. Like I think that's broadly true for almost everyone. Yeah. You might be able to think of some exceptions, but like basically practice and you get better. Right. That is like, I'm sure in the conversations about creativity and producing art that you've been having, I think the most boring and truest thing that we can say about art and anything is just practice and you get better. Right. There's really no magic to it. Yeah. And that's the thing that like I'm not that good at. You know, that's why I'm so precious with it. It takes me so long, and I only do it when I feel like it and whatever. I think that's something I could get better at, you know. And I would like to. I'm kind of happy with my practice. I'm not a professional. I'm not trying to be a professional.
What matters is that it's like, I don't know. I feel like you having a nice relationship with it seems way better than like I show up every day, but it's like kind of making me miserable.
It's kind of like, well, what are you trying to get out of it? Like I'm an amateur and I'm like, I want to do open mics. I want to play music with my friends. I want like my family to enjoy the music that I create. I'm not trying to get big. I think if I was trying to, then the rules might change where it's like, you do need to show up, if not every day, then really consistently and really frequently. And I'm okay with this. Like maybe one day I would like to, put more time. And I've gone through phases where I have done that. That's
so
great,
what was that like when you were in one of those stages?
Yeah, it's hard. It's not beautiful. It's not like this soulful connection. It's like show up and do the work and you produce good art. And like, how disappointing, right? You know? But yeah, I think there's like, we could all do as like people in general who we see artists as like these, you know, quasi heroic figures. Oh, like the Paul McCartney, John Lennon writing duo and you know, Taylor Swift or like whoever, as just like magical. And no, they're just people, right? They're just people who put in the work, and obviously there is luck, there is talent, there's like circumstances that enable their success in addition to ass hours of just like sitting down and doing it. But like no, art, this is like not romantic. It's not romantic that art you can kind of just get better at by doing a lot of it. And I think I like the romance of, I'm like still very attached to like this is my personal connection to this song. That's why I like the autobiographical songs that come to me naturally, because that does have the magic in it. And when I like force it, I might produce a good song, but like, I don't care about it as much, you know? I might be proud of it, but like, it's kind of different.
That's an interesting point. It's like what you're saying of like a good song that you don't feel as attached to.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds like, a clever song.
Yeah, like, nice rhyme or something. I might be pleased
like
with
the craft is on point, and it's like, was there as much heart in it?
Right. And I think that's like totally fine to like play that at an open mic or whatever, and like people enjoy it. And I think there's a lot to that, you know, like the performance of it and whatever, like, but I guess it just really, really depends on what it is that you're trying to get out of. A lot of advice for creatives and for artists is like making a lot of assumptions about what it is that you're trying to get out of it. Because like, the person who said that advice might be a professional who like, I went to art school, I put in 8 hours a day for 10 years and blah, blah, blah. And like, that's great. That's what it took, you know? That's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, you know, find this relationship to art and maintain it and enjoy it and get better. I enjoy having chops. You know, I enjoy playing on my guitar
and like improving.
Yeah, but like my livelihood does not depend on it, and I think that's a huge difference.
Yeah, no, totally. The professional versus like this is just
the amateur.
The amateur. I think that's a really good point. Right. I also want to dive more into what you're saying about like that. I think us every person finding their own personal methodology. Like there isn't necessarily a do this and you'll get here. And like, it's like the more you do something, the better you get. That seems pretty standard.
Yeah.
However, I think that it's very personal whether setting those kind of structure for yourself is helpful or harmful.
Do you need the structure? Do you benefit from it? Yeah, that's a valuable question to ask yourself. Yeah. Right?
Because I think I feel like I've been in places where it's like that just was giving me this pressure that made me not enjoy what I was doing. I was like losing sight of like, why am I doing this? It's just like, I want to be here, so I need to practice. And it became work without the fun. Right now, I'm kind of exploring this idea of, and songwriting, I'm like, it's been a big break for me. And like, I've done a few sessions of sitting down.
It's like there's seasons of it.
Yeah, it feels like that. It's so interesting. It's like, it's songwriting season. And I'm feeling like it's time. It's fall. It's fall, the leaves. You know, it's like about to change.
It's a more romantic. Yeah, that's the problem with San Diego.
Yeah.
It's just not romantic.
Oh, yeah,
you have to live somewhere with like really shitty weather, and then you'll write better music. And I'm like only 60% joking about this.
Well, I mean, I do feel like I want to write like sunshine songs.
Yeah.
Like chilling,
disgusting.
hanging out. Gross.
I'm kidding. Yeah. Elliott Smith would not, you know, it wouldn't happen here.
Yeah. I think, so the practice though in general, and I'm wanting to apply this to songwriting, but just in general, the things that I'm like wanting to show up to in life, it's like, the idea is show up to it every day or whatever cadence is like feeling right. I think there is something cool about
very
the daily.
Intuitive, yeah.
But it's like the trick is show up and then just be there. It's like you've shown up. Okay, now is time to get rid of expectations.
Okay.
So instead of like I need to complete a song every day, that might be not quite right. It's like I just want to sit down and songwrite every day. That feels like different to me in the sense of like I need to have a song. And I'm not saying that might, the practice of I'm going to write a song every day can be freeing and can be like push you and you know, but I'm saying right now it's like I'm feeling much more like sit down with the guitar or sit down with a keyboard or whatever feels right. Just pen and paper. It's just like, it's songwriting time and what feels fun.
Yeah.
You know, does it feel fun to work on a song that I've already started? Does it feel like starting something new? Just like the choice is the showing up and then it's like, okay, universe or whatever. Like,
yeah. Let's see where this goes.
Let's see where this goes.
Right.
Like tapping back into kind of the curiosity of like, I don't know. I've also been, just thinking about like the like not knowing is where the magic is. Because if you know, it's like that's stuff you've already been through and experienced and can point to. But like, there's so much that like we were saying in the beginning of our conversation of like the songs where we didn't even have words to describe how we were feeling, but that was somehow there. Like your conscious mind was not aware.
You follow it. Yeah, I find that like when I write songs, especially in that more intuitive mode, it is following a path. You know, it's finding the path And I know that like deep down, like I'm the one doing all of this. Like
Right.
I don't think that there is something magical happening. It's like, oh, this is me somehow giving word to the things that I'm experiencing. I'm the one who's creating it. But it doesn't feel like that. It feels like discovering something,
Yeah.
and having the space to just like play around and like making sure you have the space to play around and sort of see if there is a path, rather than, like forcefully forging some song. It's just like you can't write a song unless you like sit down and write a song, I think.
Right.
So like making sure
make
that
choice.
step actually is happening is vital. And it's kind of sounds kind of obvious to say, but that is the most important part, right?
Right, that's
and
true.
We can get so caught up in like, oh, what are the hacks around creativity and productivity and stuff like that? And it's just like, just sit down and do it.
Yeah, I know. It's like, how do I?
Right.
It's like, sit down and do it.
So I'm like always thinking, when I think about creativity, it's like sort of just this tension between the magic of it and the totally not magical, boring parts of it. And like those are both it, those are both songwriting to me.
Yes, I know. I think that is such an interesting part. And I'm sure it's like every art form has that, where it's like you have certain times where you write a song and it's like you didn't even write it. You're just
Right. It came to you divine something,
Yes.
which is a wonderful
And
feeling.
those are always great songs,
Yeah.
and like, yeah, I was very like, for a long time, very biased. It's like, those are the ones that I want to put out.
Those are the only valuable
Yeah.
songs.
And I had a song that I'm going to be releasing. Well, I've sent it to my mixer, so it's kind of complete, but I think I'm going to wait and put it in an EP. Anyhow.
Have I heard it?
We played it in Hamul at our show.
Oh, for real? Okay, so I played it.
Yeah, for context. Vincent also plays bass. And
Reluctantly.
not too reluctantly. So he was in my band for this show that we did a couple months ago.
When's
and that
the
was
reunion
so
tour?
fun.
Yeah.
So the song Find a Little Meaning.
Okay.
I was doing a challenge when I wrote that song. I was like, make a track a week.
Okay.
Because I heard this guy on YouTube who's like doing it as an indie artist, like getting enough streams to like actually have an income, which is incredible.
Impossible.
What? And he's like, if I was going back and do it, I would just focus on amassing hundreds of songs, because that's when someone goes to check you out and they love you, they like listen to all your songs, and that's so much more cash. It's like, wow, you really did treat this like a business. I respect.
Absolutely.
And I felt in me come up. It's like, I couldn't do that though. And I was like, whoa.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I'm really just telling myself that would be impossible. So I was like, well, let's see if we can do this.
Yeah.
And it was a good challenge, because what I thought it was going to be like was like, to hit this deadline, I'm going to put so many more hours in to songwriting and production and like just, increase the ass hours, as you put it, right? But it turns out what actually it looked like was letting go and not being so precious with every decision.
It. I mean, that's exactly what I struggle with. You know? So I know if I want to level up my songwriting and my productivity, like I know what to do. I know what the steps are. I'm just like, I don't want to.
But I like it.
But I agree with you, like that. Yeah, not being precious, not having the perfectionism around it.
Right. And I guess I wanted to mention this song because writing the lyrics was such a weird thing of like, because I'd made a track, like made basically the backing track.
Yeah.
To then like write a top line over.
Okay.
And so I was so grumpy, and it was like, based on this schedule, the lyrics need to be done today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, remember going to the park with my journal and the headphones, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, this is stupid, this is dumb, I can't do this, and I'm just still writing words, and I'm like, these are stupid words,
right? And
then when the song's all done, I'm like, oh, it's telling this cool story, and it's like actually pretty chill, and like, wow, that kind of captures a lot of stuff that I want to say and stuff. But it was so interesting that to be like almost like it's like flowing in one sense where my hand's writing words, but then to have the ego being like so loudly like dumb.
Right. Yeah. It's tough to like getting over yourself in a way. Like I'm still very precious with my songwriting, but like when I was recording music during the COVID lockdowns, I had to be really not precious with recording because I just straight up didn't know what I was doing. I bought like some nice microphones and it sounded kind of okay, but I just didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Listening back now, it's like, ooh, it makes me cringe, you know? But that practice of just like, okay, well now it's out there and it's out of my hands, is very freeing. And having something is so much better than not having anything. I think that we just generally have like such a bias as artists towards the magical feeling stuff. Like, oh, I wrote this on a mountaintop.
Yeah, right. We want the poetry.
After the death of my cat. And it's just like, a breeze came to me. And that was the song. And like, that's great. Like I've had that experience, you know, it's lovely.
Yeah.
And that is like not it, right? If that is the limit of your songwriting, then you're not going to do a lot of it. You know? And because you don't do a lot of it, it might not be as good because it's just sort of developing the craft, developing the sense. That's all work. It's all work.
Yeah. And I think also what's coming up for me is like this opening the perspective to be like, maybe it's all magic. It's like, it's only magic if it feels like this poem or like what I've seen in a movie.
Right.
But maybe when it's hard, there's still like magic around you, magic happening. And because, you know, I believe life is just continuous magic. It's just like, how much are we like...
That is true. Like, are you, like, can you just like find it in this experience? Like, I really enjoy learning new things. Like just kind of being bad, like that whole beginner mindset stuff. But like guitar, songwriting and stuff that I've been doing for decades now. And like, I'm not like a beginner at it. Right? I'm not amazing, but like I really know the shape of it as far as how I interact with it. And so it's not uncomfortable. It is comforting. In fact, if I play the chords that I'm used to, if I play, you know, the melodies that I'm used to. Yeah. And I think it suffers for it. You know, to not be used to discomfort anymore. Discomfort is an incredible place. I mean, obviously it depends on the discomfort. Like we use that word to describe a few different things, I think, but like, it can be an incredible place of growth. It's like this just beyond yourself of like just beyond your ability, just like sucking at something. It's just like so silly, but like, do you know Adventure Time, the cartoon?
I love Adventure
Right.
Time.
Okay. So Jake the dog says sucking at something is the first step to being kind of good at something.
Yeah.
And she's like says it in like this very straightforward way. It's like, oh, that's obviously true. But I think like,
well, we forget it.
remembering that I can still suck at songwriting and like putting myself in positions that feel like really uncomfortable, are actually the places I need to be to get better at it.
Yes.
If that is what I want, if I want to continue having an interesting relationship to it, if I want to continue writing music that I think is good, that I like, you know, just for my own taste. Just like, it's something I would like, you know, because I'm very comfortable with what I do.
Right. Yeah, that it's like, oh, I've been doing this a long time. I shouldn't feel so like awkward and like frustrated with this. Yeah. I definitely felt that with songwriting.
Yeah.
Also, I'm thinking about singing. So that's something I started like taking lessons, like was singing since I was a kid, like just like playing guitar and singing, but like actually like took lessons and learned. Yeah. Like, I'm going to really learn this. Like 2018. You know, so it's been
I didn't know you took voice lessons.
I did. Cool. I had a couple different teachers. So it's like, it's crazy just having these times where it's like, dang, I feel like I've unlocked my voice. I'm good now. Right. I know what I'm doing. And then it's just like, nope. Why am I so far behind? I want to be here. And like, I'm here.
One thing I just want to mention, because you brought it up about lessons, is take them and do them.
You gotta practice.
We really valorize being self-taught. Like I'm pretty much self-taught at guitar. I had piano lessons as a kid. I've taken guitar lessons here and there. And anytime like, you know, I play some tasty lick on guitar and someone's like, oh wow, did you ever take lessons? I get to say no. You know, like, oh, I did. No, I'm self-taught.
I learned that.
You know, and like lick. That's for artists, it is like such a thing, right? It's like, oh yeah, no, I taught myself. And like, yeah, that just means it took me 10 times as long. And I'm way worse than I would be if I like kind of took it seriously and took lessons. And like, whatever. There's nothing wrong with not taking lessons and being self-taught. Like that's fun.
Yeah.
There's totally value to it, but it's not better. It is in fact worse. I think that sort of depends on the person. Like some people really don't do well in that sort of paradigm, but I think most people just like take a dang lesson, like have a respect for the fact that there is stuff that you can learn that people can teach you. And I think like being self-taught is sort of valorizes like the ego and it valorizes the individual, where if you take lessons, it's like, no, I'm humbling myself to the teacher and to what came before me. And I think there's room for both of those. But I just want to say, like, this is addressing something I notice in myself and in a lot of artists is like, it's actually, if you can afford lessons, if you have the time for it, like it's really, really good to do. And it's in many, many ways better than being self-taught. You'll have time for self-study. That is going to be a necessary part of it. But like, someone can just tell you like, oh, you're playing this chord weird. Like use,
it's like there's a better way.
Exactly. And, for a long time when I first started playing guitar, like I would play the open E. If I would play a C chord, like a C major chord, I'd play the open E. And that is like an inversion of the C major chord, and it's probably not what you want, right? It's just like not the sound, because you want the root in the lowest position, or you want the tonic or whatever. Yeah. And that took me a couple of years until someone just told me. And I wouldn't have figured it out. Right. So, I don't know. I just want to sort of, maybe that's a little bit of an aside, but for creative practice, like it's just like take lessons, work with people. Yeah.
It's nice to have someone, like someone to like that's supporting you. Like I grew up taking lessons, so I definitely is like a lessons
person.
Are good. I'm like lessons are good,
right?
And it's like you'll practice. Like I practice.
Well, no,
a lot.
I don't.
But even when you're taking lessons,
you should.
Because if you're paying someone for lessons,
right?
You don't get better if you don't practice, and it just makes it totally like a waste of money.
And you feel guilty.
Yeah, and you feel guilty.
How do I know that? So I'm like going off of like, take lessons. Like I did recently try to take guitar lessons, and I like just didn't practice. It didn't work very well.
Yeah, it's kind of like can create this really nice structure. I don't know. I have this like image of like the karate master or something like that. Like you're going to the dojo, and you show up, and there's like this one-on-one thing. Yeah. And like, I don't know, there's something that I think is so special where it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but then they're like, I believe in you. Like, I'm going to lift you up and stuff. But I think also to your point is that if you have too much community and too much structure, it's like you also need that individual alone time with you and your craft to find out your unique style, your voice, your way that you just are free. Because I think in the lessons, it's so like technique. Like you're processing, you're like very like, I guess, I don't know, like left brain or right brain, the one that's like logic and like processing. Whereas like, I think then you like take all those tools and you have to have time for the like, the magic, the like the feeling.
I think those are both like pretty important. Like if you just don't know how to play guitar and you try to play guitar and you just don't know what the chords are, like
but I feel it.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how like true your emotions are, it's just kind of going to sound like crap, right? And at least taking the time to like put in the work to learn 3 chords, that's all you really need. Was it 3 chords in the truth, 4 chords in the truth?
Yeah, that's great.
Like, cool. Like legitimately, that is so much popular music. It's just that, and it's wonderful. Yeah. But I always think about like, if you can imagine like someone who is a virtuoso piano player or whatever with no heart, and it's just kind of boring. And like, wow, technically impressive, and I'm sure you can find work. You know, as a recording artist or whatever. And that has a lot of value. And then you can imagine someone who can like barely hold down a G chord, and just like has a ton of heart. And like, that's also kind of fun to listen to. Right.
Right.
And then you have people who can marry those things. Someone like Jimi Hendrix, I think is like the most obvious example of just like incredible technical ability. And also just like, like,
he was just going.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the intuition of it, the emotion of it, like that is what makes it so good. And so I'm like nowhere near anywhere that good, but like I want my voice to be good. I want my chords to be well chosen. I want the melodies to be, interesting. That's something that I aim for, right?
Yeah,
is being able to do both of those.
Yeah, I think there is something to be said. It's like when you're in the moment, whether it is songwriting or it is practicing guitar or practicing singing, I think that if you're in the mindset of like, I want to be here and I'm here, it creates this like discord that makes it not fun.
Right.
That really sucks a lot of the like joy out of practicing. Like practicing can be really fun even if you're like not good. If you like just treating it like a little mini game. Or, you know, like you're really just here with what you're doing. And I'm just, you know, speaking from my personal experience. But yeah, I've found that if I'm like in this mindset of like, oh, they're so good, I want to be good, you know, that is like, it just makes it not fun. I'm like not able to really, and I think it's like probably takes away from me leveling up my own ability because I'm not thinking about what's happening. I'm not thinking about where I am right now. And also I think with, you know, these things, it's like you do know a lot. We might know more than we're giving ourselves credit for. And it's like, if you're really present with yourself, like what is your intuition telling you? And whether it is like the position of your fingers or like, you know, where you're directing the sound as you sing or what words you want to say. It's like, it's really about being right where you are and that being totally okay. I'm going
to push back on this a little bit.
Do
because,
it. Yes.
The sort of like most intense period of practice of my life, unsurprisingly, also the COVID lockdowns, and
with guitar.
Yeah, with guitar. Oh, okay. Like I have gone through phases where I've like really put in intentional effort to like get better at like soloing or something like that. I'm not good at soloing, but you know, like to learn something specifically and intentionally. Yeah. And the thing was the song "If We Were Vampires" by Jason Isbell, which is. It uses a finger picking technique called Travis picking, where basically the thumb is kind of like the right or the left hand on the piano. It's plucking out the bass, and then the other fingers are plucking out a melody. Cool. And you can sort of like voice chords that way. Yeah. You're doing that, so it's pretty syncopated with like different independent movements in your fingers, and at the same time you're just like singing a vocal melody, and the left hand is just doing chords and stuff. Cool. And it was really, really hard. And I'm pretty pleased with myself. I did get it, but like, it was one of those things that just like felt like deeply unintuitive and like deeply like bad and wrong. Like, oh, my fingers just can't do this. Like his fingers can do it. Mine just can't. And I just had a lot of time on my hands. Yeah. So I was able to eventually like break past that. Now I can play it fairly easily. Yeah. But so for me, like in that case and in some other cases, it's like, no, it's about where I want to be. You know, like I'm not happy with where I'm at right now. And like I can get there with practice. Right. So like, especially when you're learning a song rather than doing something original, but like just doing a cover or something, like getting building the technical ability to play that song. Yeah. Like that's very motivating for me. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm totally not saying it's like, I don't need to be any better than I'm at. Yeah. It's like no one's ever going to feel that. No, but it's like what motivates you during the practice itself. I think I'm saying it's like, you would sit down to try it and you're like, I know I want to do this and I know I can do this. Yeah. I just need to like figure it out. And it's like, I guess I'm saying that you can do that and it's like, it's awkward. Yeah. And that could be like a huge problem. Yeah. Or it could be like, well, of course. It's a thing I haven't learned to do yet. Right. There's like humility and serenity when it comes to just like sucking at something. Exactly. It's like it sounds bad and the sucking is going to happen and the discomfort with the sucking is going to happen. But then I think there's like, you can be like, oh, like how much do you lean into the discomfort and then the like this is a problem, right? Versus just like, oh no, that's like very much part of doing it's tricky anything. Because like the better that you get at it, the less discomfort you're going to experience. Like overall, the first couple of months of learning an instrument are going to be the hardest, and then you just get better at it, and then there's like this sort of like steady upward thing, improvement without too much effort. You just practice, and then you plateau, and you have to intentionally reintroduce those difficult things of feeling bad to break through that plateau. And I think that is challenging. It's really easy to get complacent and not do it. And also like you don't have to, right? Like there's like self-improvement is not a rule. Totally. You can just like say, I like playing these 3 chords and just be happy with that. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. It's like, I think just inherently if you're doing it and it's like, well, if you're just playing the same 3 chords over and over again, and I don't know, I think you're really enjoying that. It's like, go for it, dude. Cool, right? It's like there's nothing bad about that. It's like the more fun that we're just having in general in life, I feel like the better. So I don't know. I'm like maybe makes me think of like Bob Dylan, who like
I feel like he has a lot of very, very similar chord progressions in all his songs.
Right.
And yet
that's not what makes him great.
That's not. Yeah. You know, so it's like, oh, I use these tools. And a lot of artists, it's like it's very similar kind of vibes of songs.
Right.
But that just, you know, comfortable framework, or it's like, I like these sounds, you know, this is what I use because I like them. And it's like having those tools that feel comfy. But then, you know, there's always like some new, you know, hopefully the song, you're not like writing the same words that you've written before.
Well, there's like why. I think it's like, it's worth being in touch with, you know, why you're doing it and what's your heading, you know, what are you trying to achieve? And then what is sort of the regimen that you need to achieve that? Because if you're trying to be a professional, it's a totally different stakes and totally different set of requirements from if you're just like, I enjoy playing now and then. And so that's the thing, is like tons of advice about creativity is for professionals or for people who aspire to be professionals, or it's by people who have achieved that level of success, you know? And I think it would be really lovely if art was just demystified and made into this more democratic thing that you can kind of just like do, like whip out a harmonica, play the same 3 songs, and like, if it was just like, that was fine, right? But as it is, it's like, as I mentioned, like artists kind of have this sort of magical status in society where it's like, oh, I couldn't do that. Like, yes, you could. You absolutely
definitely
could.
Can, yeah.
Right. You could play a couple songs kind of badly and that could be fine, right?
Yeah.
So I think I would love for there to just be sort of this recognition that all of the advice is about getting better, and yet you can just kind of stay where you are and it's okay, you know? And then maybe I'm saying that partially to comfort myself because I you know, I've been at a plateau in a lot of ways, but like what is the reasoning for getting better all the time? Like for me, I don't know, it's maybe like the voice of my dad in my head back in like middle school or whatever saying like, oh, you got to get better all the time. It's like, do I though? Do I really, you know, or can I be happy where I'm at? Right. Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Oh, that dichotomy. I mean, that's, I think, the dance of life. It's like, I think we naturally we do get better and we do grow.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's really fun to get better.
Exactly. And I think that's the important part, is that it's like I don't need to be better to feel good. I don't need to be this level of singing or songwriter to be happy and to have fun and to enjoy myself right now. Yeah. It's like I can just be enjoying this, you know, this song, whatever it is, you know.
Yeah. So I would love it if people just kind of had this more relaxed relationship to art, where it's just something that you can just do for fun. And I feel like there are scenes where that exists, you know, like, oh, I go out with my buddies to a poetry slam or open mics and whatever. But I feel like that's kind of a minority of people. I kind of think about, like, I mentioned like being an amateur earlier. Like that has some pretty negative connotations in terms of like your skill. It means being bad. Oh, amateurish means bad, right?
Right. And it's like literally it's like doing it for the love of.
Right. To love amateur, right? It is a lover of the thing. Right. Like you're doing it because you want to, not because your income depends on it.
Yeah,
and like, oh, that's nice.
Oh,
right?
The worst.
That's disgusting.
I mean, that seems very like capitalist.
Yeah,
you know,
I didn't want to bring it there, but yes.
It's
it's right there. Yeah.
Right. It's so, I mean, I think we all feel that, like our worth is what we produce. And I think, oh God, just like tapping into and trying to develop more worthiness. Yeah. Regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah, cool, easy, do it.
Yeah, just do that. Everyone
make that
feel
decision.
More worthy. Decide that you are worthy. And it is wild how I think ingrained it is. It's like, I didn't work on my art today.
Okay.
What a bad girl.
Right. You know? What a bad girl. Kinky.
Not in a cool, fun way. In like a, you know, I feel shame and stuff.
Yeah,
so
no,
I don't know.
Really.
I've definitely been working on that, and like I can, allowing myself to like rest and chill and do stuff that just feels good. And I don't really see how it moves me towards the goals. Sure. You know, like trying to like trust that stuff more.
Right. Yeah. Being at peace with it. And that is, I think, a constant work in progress is living and evaluating and sort of considering your relationship to the art it's just going to change day by day, week by week. Yeah. Like maybe you committed this year, I'm going to release an album, and then 6 months go by and it's like, well, I don't know. I had a kid and I'm, I don't, whatever. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Everything's just, forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Like, when things happen and it's like, I didn't do this thing or I did this thing that I wish I hadn't.
Yeah.
It's like, can you just allow that to have been and forgive yourself and love yourself anyways and just move forward?
Yeah.
It's like, I get caught in the like realizing it's like, the shame.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just the shame
straight
trap.
up shame. Yeah. It's not complicated,
it's
right?
It's not complicated.
Some of it is. That's just like a bad feeling that you get from.
And it's like, I feel like I'm choosing it. And
right.
It's like, you don't need to shame yourself.
Right.
And then it's like, oh no, I'm shaming myself.
Then you feel
more
shame. Obviously, yeah. No, then that fixes it.
Yeah.
So, I have a sort of a non sequitur question.
Yeah.
Because this is something that I deal with in my art. So I want to know about you. Mm-hmm. Where are you stuck? Like, where do you get stuck? For me, I can think of like easy, like, I play the same chords. I play G, C, E minor, whatever.
Yeah.
And those are like my patterns, and like I pick up a guitar and my fingers very naturally just like move to those shapes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh crap, like this again, And I guess like for you, or is there anything like that where you're like, I keep doing this or whatever, and it's like not productive anymore? Like,
interesting.
whatever.
Yeah, kind of like the comfort
Right,
zones.
exactly. The comfort zone.
That's a good question. I think that I could expand more into what we were talking about earlier of like the fictional songs, the songs that are outside of what I'm experiencing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think sometimes I get in this trap of like, I have to like have discovered this kernel of wisdom, but then I'm like, oh, I got to share that via song. Oh yeah, it can top me off. Thank you.
Right.
So allowing myself to write about more topics that, I don't
Are not
see.
your direct experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I think just trusting that there's, some part of the human condition in those songs.
Right.
Because I'm a human.
I mean, otherwise, like, fiction wouldn't exist.
Right. Fiction exists. Yeah, exactly.
Fiction is in fact, people enjoy it and they like read it or they listen to it or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So you feel like stuck in that you have to write something that's like this deep truth.
Right. And it's like, I think songs that are just like, I like being alive.
Yeah.
Like, because honestly, that's actually, now I'm shifting into like, it actually is about each moment feeling alive and not being like in your head and trying to get here or wherever. It's like, by this moment now, we will just flow to wherever we're supposed to. And so I think a song about just like celebrating life, sounds great. And it doesn't have to be like so intellectual. It can be like just more like, but I do also think that I have been writing songs where it's like I pick up my acoustic guitar and I strum and, like whatever comes out. And I'm still writing songs that way, and that has still been, but I'm feeling like I went to a show this last week at the Observatory to see Dawson, who is like, I don't know, an artist that I'm like a big fan of. I'm like, I feel like he's my favorite artist right now, to find someone that's newer and it's like, I like what you do.
Yeah.
I love how you sound. I like what you say. I like your vibe. Like, I'm a fan. I'm a fangirl. And it's like kind of a blend of like pop, metal, rock, a little hip hop. So he's like a really like genre bending artist and stuff. But I mean, he had his friend who's been with him like on all his albums playing like metal style guitar. And it was so cool. And I just loved like headbanging. And it was like this part of me, which is like, I like to rock, and I think that needs to be explored. And songs.
You can't really do that on an acoustic guitar.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying is like, I think that the songwriting, like I'm like, songwriting looks like this because there's such like an identity of the songwriter.
It's an acoustic guitar.
And it's an acoustic guitar and it's a, notepad and you're like...
Yeah, what an aesthetic.
What an aesthetic. It's like this really specific aesthetic and I'm like, that's what songwriting looks like. And it's like, I don't necessarily feel like Dawson's writing his songs that way.
Maybe.
I feel like it may be, but I think that it's like allowing more ways for the song process to happen where it's like, I'm like, I need to be writing on my electric guitar.
Right.
Writing to with a beat happening, like I'm just kind
of
like
changing the context in which you're writing.
Yeah. Cause I think I've been doing the like deep, emotional, blah, 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 like kind of thing for a while. And like taking those songs and then like adding some production that makes them a little more peppy and poppy and stuff. And that's
but it's still a guitar song. Like I'm thinking of like when I try to play a cover, which I often do it. Like if there's a song I like to play it, kind of like karaoke or whatever. I just play the chords myself. And you can really tell when someone has written a song on piano instead of guitar because it uses like F flat. It's like, which is just a difficult chord on guitar. It's like invented just to make guitar difficult or, but yeah. Okay. So you just like, it has such an impact on the song that you end up producing.
Right. So, exactly. The song that you write is so dependent on what instrument you choose to like.
Yeah, so I was trying to play like Rex Orange County, or I was trying to play Lana Del Rey, and great songwriters, but like they don't do guitar chords, and that bothers
they're just writing on piano. For sure. Which I was like, I need to learn piano. Yeah, and I'm still open to that.
It can break you out of those habits.
Exactly. It's like you're going to be writing different songs,
or like alternative tuning on your guitar, or just like putting the capo somewhere. Yeah, there's like a lot of little things you can do to sort of just like break yourself out of that. Yeah. But like, but I don't want to because it's comfortable.
I was just going to say, it's like, the thing is, when you do those things, it's like, it can go one of two ways. It's like, one way is that you're like, this is weird. I don't know what I'm doing. And then that's the like, just takes over. And then it sort of stops. You're like, well, this isn't even fun. Or it's like, whoa, I'm present in a way I wasn't.
Or it's exciting, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, wait, what is this? It's like the curiosity comes back.
Right.
And I think the curiosity points to the like present with what you're doing. So yeah, it can be a good thing to try, just like whatever you can do to like change it up. So.
Right. Just like learning new techniques and stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think that's just trying. Because I have a fairly minimal setup, which is an acoustic guitar, and I've had one acoustic guitar my whole life, or since high school, and I'm so used to that thing. It's like the action is way too high. It's kind of like not good to do any soloing or anything on. But it's the one that I'm like extremely used to, and I'm never gonna give it up. But like I think it would do me a lot of good to just play banjo or something like that. Something with a different tuning, mandolin or whatever. Yeah. I think that would be very nice for me. Nice, so I know what I could do. I'm just like, I'm good.
Right. Well, I think it's like in the moment. It's like what feels good. It's like, does it feel like, well, I'm bored when I'm choosing to play the stuff that I've been doing.
It is boring. And it's not engaging. And so you're not going to do it as much. And
okay.
So
So I think that tells you it's probably time to expand. If it's like, it's something, maybe if it's like, this feels more boring than it feels fun,
Right, and I'm just not picking up the guitar as a result.
Yeah,
that's disappointing. I like doing art. I like writing music.
Yeah.
So yeah,
cool.
So I should just buy more gear.
Yeah, you just need to buy a new instrument, I guess. Yeah. Buy a banjo.
Yeah,
you heard it here, folks. Buy a banjo.
Okay, fine. Applied with my
arm. Well, I feel like maybe it's about time to wrap up, but I like ending these.
Like final hot takes or anything?
Yeah. I like to end with a couple just like quick questions I've just been asking everybody. First off, what is a book that you recommend to everyone or that really impacted you?
Oh, man.
That you give away as a gift a lot?
Oh, okay. Can I say two?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, crap. The books I have given away as a gift because they're meaningful to me are... I don't remember the name. It's a book of poetry by David Whyte. Can I Google it?
No, I'll link it in the show notes.
Yeah. So there's a book of poetry by David Whyte where it's kind of done as a glossary or as a dictionary where he just takes a word and then he just like kind of riffs on it for a while. And I think it's very beautiful. And I have given that as a gift.
That is beautiful.
Another one I really liked is Field Guide. What is it called? All That the Rain Promises and More, which is a field guide to mushroom hunting on the West Coast.
Oh, that's a beautiful title.
There's like really funny picture on the front of like a trombone player in a tuxedo who's like hunting mushrooms. And I don't know.
Quirky.
It's very quirky. So those are books I've given as gifts that I also own and really enjoy. Yeah.
Those are good. That sounds, I'm going to check those out for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. And we've probably touched on this just in our discussion, but what are some habits or a single habit that's you kind of been playing with lately, or that's just been feeling really good? Some new thing you've been doing? Or doesn't have to be new, but something that, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of boring, but like I've gotten really out of the habit of reading since for years now. Like I don't know the last time I read a novel, which is such a loss. But this is weird. I'm not Jewish, but there's a practice in Judaism of reading a Torah portion every week. So it sort of like breaks up the whole Torah into like 52 portions or something like that.
Yeah.
So you have just like some assigned reading for the week. And the idea is you kind of like take that and like apply its lessons or whatever to the current week. And it's just like it can be meditative. It can be like political. There's like lots of different ways of interpreting it. But yeah, just having that as sort of a weekly reminder to sit down and read. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it's really easy to let that one go. But then when you actually do
especially because I'm not Jewish, so it's like, yeah.
I guess I meant, just reading in general.
Reading in general, sure. Yeah.
No, I think that's a really good, that's a good answer. And, okay, final question.
Yes.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Okay. I don't know. Try to get tested for ADHD. I think that would have made things a lot easier. But that's the thing that comes to mind.
Yeah,
I'm currently getting evaluated for it.
Yeah,
so I think it would have just made things easier.
Just have that knowledge.
Yeah, sorry, it doesn't have anything to do with anything we've talked about. But
No. Well, okay, I will follow up then with what advice would you give to someone who's like, I think I could write a song that could be cool, but I just don't know.
I mean,
aspiring songwriter.
Yeah, and in any way that I could, I would just tell them to do it. You know, like not maybe like the sort of gentle, like, oh, you can do anything you want, you know, but just like, sit down, write the song, you know, which I think is what I've struggled with a lot is just kind of sitting down and writing the song.
Yeah.
And I think if someone is like, I want to be a songwriter, okay, there's exactly one step. There's exactly one step that you need to do to achieve songwriter status.
Right.
And that's
to
write a song. Right. Take out the magic, just sit down, write a song. That's it.
And accept it.
Yeah. And it's going to suck.
Yeah.
And like, okay.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what came to me in that question is like, I want to be a songwriter, but am I? And it's like, look, if you're thinking about songwriting, you're a songwriter. I would say it's like technically it's like, oh, you got to write your first song.
I think you have to write a song. I don't think you can just.
What I'm saying is that's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. If you want to, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
that's
anyone
very simplistic,
who is
but
not a songwriter spends no time thinking about writing songs or like being a songwriter. If that's something that's you've thought about, I feel like that's meant for you. So go ahead and just do it now.
Just do it.
Just do it. I mean, why wait? It's going to happen eventually, and it's going to be.
You're going to have like all kinds of blockages around it, but like if you can just sort of like put aside your desire to write a good song, I think that's what gets in people's way. Is like I want to write, a really good song because I love listening to Jack Johnson or whatever.
Well,
someone who's like,
dang bad.
Yeah, you're going to write a bad song. You're going to write a lot of bad songs. So just sit down, write a bad song, and then keep doing that, and eventually you'll write a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
That's all she wrote. Right. Thank you so much, Vincent.
Thank you, Mary.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
We got to some really good stuff.
I think so.
All right. Cheers.